Hello my bunnies, it's Tiki's Trinkets here, and today I have for y'all another polymer clay tutorial. Today I'm going to be making Xarbrash. I hope I'm saying that right. Xarbrash, I think is how it's spelled. The X should make a Z sound, so Xarbrash? Excuse me, allergies. And this is a fan-made character based off an existing character in the game My Singing Monsters. This is the last My Singing Monster character that I'm doing because I've just done a lot from that game and it is copyrighted material and I just don't feel comfortable doing much more at this point. At least not to sell. I probably won't be selling this one either, but you know, I might give it away in like a mystery box or something like that. If not, I might just keep it. It's no big deal. It's just I don't feel comfortable doing it anymore. But anyways, and the person who requested it, their name will be right here. And they wanted me to make this character, so I told them this would be the last one that I will make for them. And this is the final outcome. It is very hard to see with this lighting really washing the color out. But yeah, he's a fan-made character based off an existing character on the game. And it's kind of like a robotic kind of situation, obviously with the wheels and everything. But he also kind of looks like a cardboard box because of the design. The design. But yeah, you get it. Anyways, Halloween. Oh, I hit the camera. And now the light's falling. Please stay where you're at. Thank you. Halloween headband today is courtesy of Michaels. Not sponsored. Just bought it at Michaels. It was originally $5.99 and I got it 30% off or either 50% off. So that's just a steal. And it's a pretty good, nice sturdy headband, again made out of felt, like the ones that I wore in the previous videos, but this, since it's not a dollar one, is definitely sturdier than the little dollar ones from the Target dollar section. Anyways, and I do actually want to do more original art, so look forward to that because I am doing some soon. The thing that I've been talking about all month is the collaboration with Miku Marmalade. She has finished, well, I have finished my whole first video. She has finished both art pieces, plus most of her video, most of the first one, not of the second one. Me and her are both still working on the second one, but hopefully we're both about to be ready to post at least the first video soon, so look forward to that. It might actually be sooner than Friday, so we'll see. I don't know what next week is going to be. Hopefully it's going to be one of those videos, so look forward to that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And if it's not that, I'll have something else fun or Halloweeny or something craft-wise. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And feel free to suggest things for me to make. Preferably not My Singing Monsters, like I said. So anything else would be nice. I'm not being rude. I just don't feel comfortable doing any more than I've already done. That's a lot. That's too much. Anywho, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very, very much. Thank you everyone out there that subbed me and just supporting me. I really appreciate it. And that's enough jibber jabber. I can't talk tonight. Let's get into this video. Bye-bye, my bunnies. For this tutorial, you're going to need black, white, sunshine yellow, chocolate brown, hazelnut brown, and silver. You can use Primo or Sculpey, whatever you have or prefer. First, we're going to start with the hazelnut color, which you can use any light brown color, that's fine. I know I didn't really explain the square shape and the triangular shape, or the rhombus kind of shape there, but pretty much I just cut it straight out of the clay. You can see the angle right there, just cut it straight out the clay block is the easiest way to do it. Just look at a picture for reference and cut out the pieces, just very easy. Same thing with the square shape. Next, the two balls at the bottom I rolled into teardrop shapes and then rolled them out kind of flat. Not too flat though. And then I cut those into also kind of like a rhombus, kind of flattened triangular shape. You know what I mean. Those are going to be their hands, and we'll get back to that later. Next, we're going to make the wooden board that he sits on. So you're going to take this ball and roll it out very flat so that this is wide. It is as wide as the wooden base. My God, I can't even tonight. And I didn't think about it here, but I could have taken the scraps and covered the side, like the bottom of the sides. That's not the same color, but it's okay. Again, it's whatever you prefer. Then I went on ahead and made sure and cut it out that it was the same size. I set the wooden base to the side for now and moved on to the chocolate color, which again I did the same thing for the upper torso piece. I just cut it straight out of the clay block. That's as easy as I can explain that. And then the other 2 balls I rolled out were about a 1/2 inch. And then I went on ahead and attached the clay block bottom, and the balls I'm going to roll into teardrop shapes. I lost my train of thought. These are going to be his arms, so you just cut out the tops at an angle, and then the bottom's flat so the wrist can sit on them. Next, I glued everything together. I glued the head to the brown, dark brown piece, the arms on, the little brick on the bottom, the hands on the wrist. Make sure you use some glue or some liquid Sculpey, you'll need it. Then I used this semicircle tool to cut the mouth out, but you could also just use your X-Acto blade or whatever you have handy. Next, I realized I forgot his nose, so I got the hazelnut back out. And then I just rolled it into a little teardrop shape and cut off most of it. And the bigger half is what we're going to just glue right onto his face. That's pretty easy, even though I forgot it. Next, I took my dotting tool and indented 2 sockets for the eyes. And now we're going to move on to the sunshine clay color. Before you move on from dark to light colors or light to dark, always make sure you wash your hands though, or they'll bleed onto each other from your skin. Next, I pre-rolled all the balls I'd need for sunshine. Ignored the laughing in the background. My mom and my sister are watching Medea's Halloween. And then I rolled these into teardrop shapes for the fingers. And then I cut off the edges. Lord help me with them. My microphone's too good sometimes. And then I used Loctite glue to glue the fingers on. After that, I went on ahead and rolled out the ball at the bottom, very flat. And we're just going to need... Dang allergies tonight. All you're going to need is to cut out a teensy tiny little rectangle, just like this right here. As you can see, it's smaller than a 1/2 inch, so it is tiny. And then I indented a line into the center of it, and then I stuck that onto his body. After that, next we're going to move on to the black colored clay. And just like before, we're going to pre-roll all the balls that we need, and it is going to be a lot this time, so you might want to pause the camera, or pause the video, not the camera. Oh my god. Lord help me. And we're going to start with the 2 balls at the top. And this is going to be like his ears. I don't know how to explain it, but they go on the side of his head. Yeah, just like that. And just kind of smush them onto the side of the head. I don't know what to call that. His antenna receptors. And then I used the small ball that was underneath that, and I just cut out a teeny tiny little square shape, and I put it on his nose and indented lines going diagonal on it. Use a photo for reference if you want to make this. It makes it a lot easier. Next, I used the 2 balls at the bottom, and these are going to be his tires, so you're just going to press them down flat. You're going to notice that's very repetitive for a few of these steps with pressing balls down flat. Next, I just made sure it would line up nicely with the board. Can't talk still. And then I decided to go ahead and use these and make the spokes slash handles for the wheels. You're going to roll out teardrop shapes or little log shapes, cut off the bottoms, and then cut the tops off at an angle. Then to bend it in the center, just kind of indent a line and bend it right where you indented the line at. Lord help me. And then go ahead and you can glue it onto your base, or you can wait until you glue your base onto the wood. I would recommend probably waiting for that. That would make it a lot easier. And then I made sure the other one would stick, and I just left it like that for now. It's not glued though. Next, I used the last ball to make the shape of the stem slash stick that he sits on. And then I put a metal wiring in it for support, and I bent it at the bottom. The piece that's bent at the bottom, after I blended it together, obviously you can see I blended that seam. The piece that's bent at the bottom, just press it into the clay, and then you're going to cover that up with your fingers. You can use a little glue here. That probably would have been a little bit better. We learned through mistakes. Then I went on ahead and stuck him on the stick and made sure he would fit and wouldn't be weird looking. And then I glued everything together. I glued the board and everything else on. Then I went on ahead and moved on to the white clay for his eyes. Again, make sure you wash your hands before you do it. And I just rolled out 2 teeny tiny balls for his eyes. They need to be really, really small, especially if yours is the same size as mine. And then I just went on ahead and popped those in there and pressed them down gently. Don't worry about clay colors bleeding over into it. We'll wipe it off with alcohol later. Next, I took the silver balls, and again, there's going to be a lot of them, so probably pause it right here so you can see. It kind of looks like a smiley face. That wasn't intentional, but it's cute. We're going to start with the 2 at the bottom and press them down flat. This is going to get really repetitive at this part. It's going to be the pressing down a lot. And this is the button receivers or light receiver things at the bottom of his board. Just put those on, press them on to the board nice and firmly. Then we're going to press these, and these are going to be the spokes that go on the wheel, or the rims of the wheels, whatever you would like to call it. Put them on the wheels, and then use some kind of pointed tool to indent like an X-shaped line on both of them, just like that. After that, we're going to go onto the screws that are on him. You could use real screws for this part, but I just chose the make clay screws, especially since I got the metal wire in it. Then just make X's on it again, and then you're going to just stick it onto the stem slash whatever you want to call this. Use a little glue if you need to. I didn't really need glue for this part. And then we're going to go on to the next ball right here, which again, can you guess what we're going to do? We're going to press it down flat with the X-Acto blade. Ta-da! Wow. And then after that, you're going to use the same blade to cut it into like a little square shape. And just like the nose, indent lines going up and down it. And that's going to be on the front of his chest, which I forgot to include that picture, but I stuck it below the yellow one, but off to the right. Next, I made two teardrop shapes out of the last two balls to make antlers, and then I just pulled it until I had little horns coming off the side of it. Here is where I put it. You can see it now where I put that on there, the silver piece. Then I also indented two X's into his hands, and then I cleaned off the eyes and any other spots that need to be cleaned off with rubbing alcohol. Then I baked it for 350 degrees for 12 minutes in a gas oven, or 9 in an electric, depending on what you use. Once that's out and completely cooled down, I painted on his eyes with acrylic paint. If you're wondering what I use, it's from Walmart. It's cheap. It doesn't have to be expensive. Once I was finished, they looked like this. After that, I went on ahead and took Loctite glue and glued it onto the stem that I had right there. And then after that, I took red and green paint and painted on the lights, which you'll see in the next slide. I'm talking a little faster than the video is going. And then after that, once all of that's completely dry, I took the polyacrylic varnish and glazed him up, and then you're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the new subs as well. Again, if you'd like to request something, feel free to request it. I'm just not doing any more My Singing Monster stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next week's video. Bye-bye, my bunnies.